Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Himachal Pradesh secures funding for 3,123 kilometers of rural roads. Under PMGSYT, Himachal Pradesh has secured approval for the construction of 3,123 kilometers of rural roads and 43 bridges under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, PMGSY 3, with a total cost of INR 3,345 crore and 81 lakh. The state's Public Works Minister, Vikramaditya Singh, revealed that the expenditure under PMGSY for 2024 to 25 exceeded the allocated INR 650 crore, reaching INR 905 crore. As a result, the state has requested the central government to increase the allocation to INR 1,300 crore for the 2025 to 26 financial year. Efforts on PMGSY4 are also progressing, with 1,115 habitations deemed eligible for development. Haryana infrastructure. Hisar invests in aviation, smart city, and logistics infrastructure. Hisar is emerging as a major infrastructure and industrial hub in Haryana, led by the INR 4,680 crore Maharaja Agrasen International Airport Project, which is expected to attract INR 32,000 crore in investments and create over 10,000 jobs. Adjacent to the airport, a 3,000-acre industrial manufacturing cluster under the Amritsar-Kolkata Industrial Corridor is also taking shape. Hisar's inclusion in the Smart Cities mission, upcoming multimodal logistics parks, and improved rail connectivity through the Haryana Orbital Rail Corridor are further driving growth. Together, these projects are set to transform Hisar into a modern, well-connected, and economically vibrant city in northern India. Delhi Airport reopens runway to ease congestion. ILS work to resume in June. Delhi Airport's runway RU 2810, which was temporarily closed for maintenance, resumed operations earlier this week. The closure, initially intended for a longer duration to upgrade the Instrument Landing System, ILS, caused disruptions due to congestion and adverse weather conditions. As a result, the maintenance work has been paused, with plans to resume in mid-June. The Airport Authority, Delhi International Airport Limited, DIAL, expressed confidence that the runway's reopening would streamline operations and improve passenger experience. The runway is expected to be closed again later this year after the peak tourist season. Residential property transactions in Raigad. A residential flat spanning 2,033 square feet sold in Eshania Phase 1 in Raigad's Pinglas for INR 1 crore 47 lakh. A residential flat spanning 480 square feet sold in Gami Trixie in Raigad's Ulve for INR 1 crore 15 lakh. A residential flat spanning 569 square feet sold in Priyanka Utkarsh in Raigad's Ulve for INR 70 lakh Bagmane Group, set to develop mixed-use land in Sector 21, Dwarka Bengaluru-based Bagmane Group has reportedly acquired a prime land parcel in Sector 21, Dwarka, for approximately INR 1,500 crore, marking its entry into the Delhi real estate market. The mixed-use plot, offered by the Rail Land Development Authority, RLDA, permits both residential and commercial development and is located adjacent to a metro station. While the developer has not yet announced specific plans, the site's proximity to the Dwarka Expressway and Urban Extension Road 2 enhances its strategic value. Known for its Grade A office projects in Bengaluru, Bagmane's move signals a broader national expansion. Delhi, DDA issues fresh SOPs for Signature View residents ahead of July 31. Vacate deadline. The Delhi Development Authority, DDA, has issued revised Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs, for the evacuation of Signature View apartments in Mukherjee Nagar, which are slated for demolition following a 2022 IIT Delhi report declaring them structurally unsafe. Residents have until July 31, 2025 to vacate, with flats already vacated required to be handed over by May 30. While 111 of the 336 families have relocated, a major point of concern remains. The DDA has yet to clarify when rent compensation will begin, despite multiple SOPs being issued. Site engineers have been appointed to assist residents through the handover process. Mumbai property deals. Rahul Vaidya sells 2 flats in Oshiwara for INR 5 crore singer and TV personality. Rahul Vaidya, along with his parents, has sold 2 residential apartments in Mumbai's Oshiwara area for a total of INR 5 crore. The flats, located in the Samartha Angan project near Lokhandwala, were registered in April 2025. One unit, measuring 1,102 square feet, sold for INR 3 crore, while the second, at 743 square feet, fetched INR 2 crore. Both deals included standard stamp duty and registration charges. Nagpur land deals. Orange City Street plot sold for INR 235 crore as NMC monetizes key land assets. The Nagpur Municipal Corporation has set a new benchmark by selling a 1,25,000 square feet plot on Orange City Street for INR 235 crore, its highest ever per square feet rate at INR 18,784. The land, earmarked for a premium commercial complex, is part of NMC's monetization drive to fund infrastructure projects. So far, 6 plots have generated INR 561 crore, with rates steadily rising across sales. Chhattisgarh launches digital reforms to simplify land registration. Chhattisgarh's Chief Minister Vishnu Deo Sai has introduced 10 key reforms to modernize the state's registry and revenue departments. Aimed at simplifying land transactions, the reforms allow Aadhaar-based biometric verification in place of physical witnesses and enable online payment of stamp duty and registration fees. Citizens can now complete property registration from home using e-stamps and digital document submission, especially beneficial for the elderly and disabled. Land records will be updated automatically post-registration, and sub-registrars will handle land transfers directly. Online access to documents, including encumbrance certificates, is also enabled. These changes promote transparency, reduce red tape, and make property dealings more efficient and citizen-centric. BMC halts Malabar Hill project over Walkeshwar Road, narrowing concerns following public outcry over the narrowing and lowering of Walkeshwar Road in Malabar Hill. The BMC has issued a stop work notice to developer Dilip Chunilal Chandan and architect Preeti Kashyap Barai. The April 26, 2025 notice cites unauthorized construction at a site on CS 156, which reportedly lacks proper approvals as per amended building plans. The BMC has halted all work until the Citywide I Building Proposal Department reviews concerns about the altered road level and reduced width. The developer has been given 24 hours to present valid permissions or face demolition and removal of materials. Local police have been instructed to enforce the order immediately. Navi Mumbai, Panvel Society under fire for illegal occupancy and free water misuse. The Panvel City Municipal Corporation, PCMC, has issued eviction notices to all 96 flat owners of Pioneer Cooperative Housing Society, CHS, for lacking an occupancy certificate, OC, rendering the building illegal for residents. Occupied since 2017, the 12-story building failed to secure necessary approvals, like TDR, and met with repeated non-compliance despite prior notices. PCMC has also incurred a loss of 18,54,000 rupees by supplying free water tankers since 2023, reportedly under political pressure. despite the society defaulting on water tax payments. While residents face eviction, no action has yet been taken against the builders or architects responsible for the violations. UP to launch new housing projects across 12 districts from June 2025. The Uttar Pradesh government will launch new housing projects in 12 districts, including Lucknow, Agra, and Kanpur, between June and December 2025, under the Mukhya Mantri Urban Expansion New City Promotion Scheme. CM Shri Yogi Adityanath emphasized adherence to timelines and quality, expedited building map approvals, and GIS-based master plan approvals by month end. Updates on metro projects in Kanpur, Agra, and Lucknow were reviewed. Public suggestions on new bylaws are invited till May 30. The 3-month action plan includes DPR for UPSCR and revised township policy guidelines. Nirmal Ujjwal Society fined 5 lakh rupees for encroachment on public road in Nagpur. The Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court has ordered the Nirmal Ujjwal Credit Cooperative Society to demolish unauthorized structures, including a transformer, substation, and water treatment plant, built on a 24-meter-wide development plan, DP, road in Muzaffarpur, Umred Road. The court imposed a fine of 5 lakh rupees, payable within a week, to the Raman Science Center, and gave 4 months for the structures to be removed. Citing violations of the Maharashtra Regional and Town Planning (MRTP) Act and earlier directives, the court rejected the society's justification and warned against setting a precedent that undermines public land use. If the society fails to act, the Nagpur Municipal Corporation must carry out the demolition. Delhi, DDA demolishes illegal farmhouses in Sainik Farms to reclaim encroached land between April 24 and 26. 2025, the Delhi Development Authority, DDA, carried out a major demolition drive in South Delhi's Sainik Farms area, targeting unauthorized under-construction farmhouses across 5,060 square meters of encroached land in Saidulajab village. Conducted with police support, the action aimed to reclaim prime public land and curb illegal development. Originally established for defense personnel, Sainik Farms has evolved into an upscale yet unauthorized colony, excluded from the PM-UDAY regularization scheme. The DDA has signaled further crackdowns in other affluent localities to reinforce land use compliance. Noida begins survey for EV charging stations in housing societies. The Gautam Budh Nagar administration has launched a district-wide survey to identify feasible locations for EV charging stations in Noida's residential societies. Directed by ADM Atul Kumar, the initiative involves coordination between UPPCL, NPCL, and RWAs, AOAs, to resolve infrastructure gaps and resident disputes over EV charger installations. Many societies currently lack designated parking or electrical capacity, leading to rising friction amid increasing EV adoption. The Noida Authority has also mandated EV charging provisions in all new residential building plans. The survey aims to ensure safe, accessible, and future-ready charging infrastructure, marking a step forward in the city's sustainable mobility efforts. Bank of Baroda cuts home loan rates to 8%, offers added perks for women and youth. Bank of Baroda has lowered its home loan interest rates to 8% per annum from the earlier 8.40%, as announced earlier this week. The revised rate applies to loans beginning at 15 lakh rupees, with additional benefits such as a 0.05% concession for women and a 0.10% concession for borrowers under 40. This move comes as part of BOB's strategic push to expand its retail loan book and offer more competitive terms amid a stable monetary climate. The rate cut may trigger similar moves from other lenders, enhancing affordability in the housing sector. Leasing surge drives Embassy REIT's profit and income growth in Q4. Significant increases in profit, income, and net operating income were among the impressive financial results reported by Embassy Office Parks REIT for the fourth quarter of financial year 2024. The REIT's leasing activity outperformed expectations, securing 8.1 million square feet of leases, with over 65% of them from multinational corporations. The company has declared substantial distributions to unit holders and provided an optimistic outlook for financial year 2025, including plans for acquisitions and continued market growth. IHCL reports 25% rise in Q4 net profit to 522 crore rupees. The Indian Hotels Company Limited, IHCL, part of the Tata Group, has seen a 25% year-on-year increase in its consolidated net profit for the fourth quarter of financial year 25, reaching 522 crore rupees. This growth was attributed to strong demand, new hotel signings, and strong performance across its hospitality and catering businesses. Revenue for the quarter increased by 27%, amounting to 2,425 crore rupees. For the entire fiscal year, IHCL's consolidated net profit surged 52%, with total income rising by 23%. NHB expects RMBS firms to raise over 10,000 crore rupees in FY26. India's housing finance sector is poised for a significant transformation as the National Housing Bank, NHB, anticipates residential mortgage-backed securities RMBS firms to raise between 10,000 crore and 12,000 crore rupees in the upcoming fiscal year. This development follows the country's inaugural listing of RMBS on the National Stock Exchange, a move facilitated by the NHB-promoted RMBS Development Company Limited, RDCL. The successful issuance by LIC Housing Finance, amounting to 1,000 crore rupees with a 20-year maturity and a 7.26% monthly coupon, has set a precedent for other housing finance companies. Nagpur faces 938 crore rupees property tax shortfall as default rate crosses 67%. The Nagpur Municipal Corporation, NMC, is grappling with a significant financial shortfall as property tax arrears have escalated to 938 crore rupees by the end of the 2024-25 fiscal year. Despite collecting approximately 318 crore rupees, the civic body faces a compliance gap with over 67% of property owners defaulting. Zones like Ashinagar, Mangalwari, and Laxmi Nagar are the most affected, collectively accounting for nearly half of the total dues. In response, NMC has initiated an amnesty scheme offering an 80% waiver on penalties and is intensifying recovery efforts, including property seizures and legal actions. CCI Group to invest 225 crore rupees in Grade A warehousing facility in Sohna. Gurugram CCI Group has announced an investment of over 225 crore rupees to develop a Grade A warehousing facility in Sohna Silani, Gurugram, spanning 9.5 lakh square feet. Equipped with FM2 grade flooring, RCC roads, and multiple loading points, the project is expected to generate 500 plus jobs and boost the local economy. This follows a major 800 crore rupees investment in a 2 million square feet logistics park near Chennai. Adani Ports to invest 13,000 crore rupees in Vizhinjam Port. Phase 2 Adani Ports will invest 13,000 crore rupees in the second phase of the Vizhinjam International Seaport, expanding its capacity to 5 million TEUs by 2028. The Kerala government is contributing 1,637 crore rupees for infrastructure, including an extended breakwater. Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, RRTS, set to reshape regional transit with 2026 construction kickoff. The Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan RRTS corridor, spanning 102 kilometers, is set to begin construction in August 2026. The project, estimated to cost 35,000 crore rupees, will be jointly funded by the centre and state governments. Mumbai's historic Savarkar Sadan to be redeveloped amid structural concerns. Savarkar Sadan, the historic 1938 residence of Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, is likely to be demolished and redeveloped. The trust aims to retain and expand the museum in the new building while preserving the legacy by retaining the name Savarkar Sadan. Saudi Arabia's 10,000-room Abraj Kudai Hotel project remains stalled. The Abraj Kudai project in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, was conceived as the world's largest hotel, featuring 10,000 rooms. Initiated in 2015, the project has faced numerous delays due to financial and political setbacks. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.